Good evening, everyone. I am Angel from Lima in Peru, and this is my channel, Reading Means Life. Today, I want to show you a Peruvian novel from 2011 by a writer called María del Carmen Miró Quesada, better known as Maki Miró Quesada. And this novel is called From Paris to the Patagonia, or in Spanish, De París a la Patagonia. It is divided into chapters and an introduction, of course. I have not found the name of the protagonist, so I suppose this is Maki herself. Perhaps many of the things are based on her own years in Switzerland when she was a teenager, and also in France when she studied French. Okay, she started to be a teacher of French, so that background helped her be in contact with many people in France, and also to meet new places and to know a lot about the things that tourists fail to know when they travel to that city. The story starts with the assassination of John Murphy, who was one of the most powerful, or one of the richest men in Peru, and well, she was his fiance. Um, um, they knew that the terrorists were involved there. You know that Peru suffered from terrorism in the 1980s, and well, she was excluded by Murphy's family, and well, she knew that she had to travel and cross the Atlantic to go to Paris, where she was trying to find some clues about who Alberto Montino was. Somebody told her that Alberto Montino knew who and how John had been killed. Even though he was kept as a hostage, he was kidnapped, and a lot of money, more than $60 million, have been paid for him to be rescued. And well, how had it failed? What had happened? During her years in Paris, she meets a lot of people, especially the ones in Le Deux Paris, you know, the upper class in Paris, La Contessina, an Italian woman, the collectionist, a very rich man who had an impressive collection of African art, Le Bigoudi, a homosexual couple who, well, started as hairdressers, but well, then they were involved in the world of art and made business of it. Guy Louvois, who was a very, very high member of the aristocracy in France, who, well, was one of the loves of hers in the novel. In fact, she met many men, and all of them gave her a lesson. But in the end, after being the mistress of a rich man whom she calls the French, she meets a man, a man from Belgium, and after a world of haute couture, haute cuisine, I suppose this is the correct pronunciation of gastronomy, fashion, bohemian life, and really, really thorough knowledge of every place of the city. She also notices the miseries of Paris and people from that city, and that is why she and the love of her life decide to go very, very far from that place. And well, they settle down in the Patagonia, far from everything, and what seemed, or what was about to be, or what was supposed to be a very simple process, as buying some piece of land and building a house, it turned out to be a proof of how corrupt and how third world Latin America is. Well, this reflected by many Argentinian people, and especially the Argentinian authorities, for which corruption was the only measure to do things and make things work. Well, Having said that, in the story goes from a turbulence of episodes, beautiful and sad, to being in peace with herself, in peace with her husband, in a place that is jealousy proof, envy proof, and that is far from all the miseries in life. Well, in that place, she gets to know what really had happened to her fiance, what had happened to John Murphy, and well, it was the last place on earth where she would have guessed, she would have known the truth, would have learned the truth. And well, the story, the novel is full of pictures. I really love those pictures. They are so simple, they look a little childish, as you can see here. One of the characters, the collectionist, shows her his his collection of African art, and throughout the novel, I can find many words, many phrases in French, Italian, German, and English. At the beginning, I didn't like it because, well, you know that I just speak Spanish and English, and well, it was kind of difficult for some people to understand them. But well, as I love rereading, and from the context, you can learn many, many words. Almost every page is or includes those words like shabby, chic, fashionista, staccato. I open that, cher monsieur. I open another. I turn to another page. Penne arrabbiata, fusilli con carciofi e rucola, farfalle con funghi porcini, vitello tonato, gentile, carissima signora. So, well, something like that, that is a world so far from us, so far from something like me who has never visited France and always wishes he was there. And well, this is a world that will never be mine. Will never be mine because, well, she has taken that from her own background. She is the author, a member of one of the richest families in Peru. The She belongs to the family, to the Miró Quesada family. They are the owners of the most prestigious newspaper in Peru called El Comercio, which in fact is not only a newspaper, it includes newspapers, magazines, channels, and so on. She's a really, really learned woman, very, very elegant. She knows a lot, and she has expressed that thoroughly in this novel. I cannot but admire her very, very good taste and her ability to write. She is in her 60s, I think, but well, even though she hasn't or she didn't start, sorry, some decades ago. This book is from 2011. I really admire her style. She has written another novel with some similar characteristics. You know, the world of aristocracy and millionaires and elegance and fashion. However, the other one is kind of different. In fact, I promised to give you or to tell you about the other novel, whose name is Social Climbing. That's the name in English. And well, that's all for now. I really recommend reading this novel. Unfortunately, it's just in Spanish. I hope this will be translated in English soon, but it's really, really worth reading it. Thank you very much. Bye bye.